All right. There we are. Okay. Go there. Ready. Go. Hello, hello, hello. All right, we should be good. We should be good. Everybody, we should be good. Trying to reconnect. Trying to get everybody on here, okay? Trying to get on. Trying to get over here. Okay. Hello, everybody. We're looking to go ahead and do our Friday, our final day of cook. And let me just see if I can get that there. Okay, cool. All right, so I'm going to do today, we're going to finish the week. And we've got, I'm going to do a little omelet here. I'm going to do a veggie omelet. And just got to come around here real quick. And doing one thing. Got to make one little adjustment to make sure this gets all played up good and well. So we're going to do a quick omelet today. And like I say, the wonderful thing about what we're doing in this whole process is that we're doing recipes, and recipes to me are suggestions. And when we look at that, when we talk about recipes being suggestions, that's actually what I truly mean. So hang on here. I got to do one little adjustment. Life is a matter of adjustments, isn't it? Cool. Go down here. And we're down here. And we're going to hopefully get it right. Perfect. And if it doesn't work, guys, we're going to live with the results, right? And it's 12:01. So thank you for your patience. We'll get right into it. I have this iPhone and I'm trying to make it work. And it's a whole other animal. Make it work. All right. So we're doing an omelet today. And one of the things about it is there are suggestions. And so there's recipes in here that process. And so one of the things I'm doing is I'm drinking my Stronghold first. The Stronghold, the great thing about the Stronghold is that it has creatine, it has leucine, and it has the HMB, the hydroxymethylbutyrate. That's really the thing. So this is what if you're on the protocol and you're doing Stronghold to build lean muscle, you're going to drink that before you have any fiber. So I'm going to be pushing this down. And it's really, really good. Really delicious. Got my towel. Really delicious. Got my towel. It's good. All right. So I'll be drinking that down. So the vegetables, we're going to use leftover vegetables that we had. And one of the things you know is I like a sharp knife. So we're going to start with a knife. We're going to get it sharp. Take it a little sharpening. And guys, kitchen safety involves having a good sharp knife. So here, got a good sharp knife. Put this away. We're going to use vegetables that we've already used this week. Now, one of the tricks I showed you guys is that with mushrooms, When you bring them home, get them out of that plastic container that you buy them in the store and take them and put them in paper bag. With a paper bag, they will stay a long, long time. I'm going to rinse the grow material off of here. And when you prep mushrooms and you rinse them, don't rinse them before you're going to use them. Just use them when you're going to use them. When you're going to use them, that's when you're going to wash them, okay? You're going to just go ahead and press that through. Okay, so I got these mushrooms done nice and easy. Take the end off here. Drop that. See how nice those are ready? They're ready to be cooked. Now, one thing about mushrooms is mushrooms, you don't want to put them with oil when you start cooking them because they have so much moisture. You want to let them sweat first. So that's one of the first ingredients we're going to get going in our pan. Now, I haven't started the pan yet, but I think I will. There we go. But this is going to go pretty quick. So we got mushrooms. We're going to go ahead and get them started. But like I say, put them in a paper bag when you get them home. They will last much, much longer. So we're going to put in some zucchini. Remember we had that from our meal the other day. So I've got some zucchini left over. So we'll bring this into play. I'm going to have these a little bit smaller, more diced up. And let them get in the pan. Let them start to sweat up a little bit too. Now, we're going to put in some broccoli. We had some broccoli left over from the other day again. Just going to take a little. That's more than enough. We're just going to chop it up. Again, this is going into basically an omelet. And that looks like that's plenty of, that would be plenty enough. And we'll put in some pepper. Here's a bell pepper. We're going to slice some of this. Remember we used the stuffed peppers before. I kind of like to julienne them a little bit, like this. And then go across. This is a fresh garden pepper too, by the way. So if you could smell it, you'd really love it because it's so fragrant. Okay? All right. So here we are. So you see we got these vegetables ready to kind of see how we're getting them ready to go. So we're going to get the vegetables kind of softened up first. Now, I do have some bacon that was left over. We had BLTs. Now, you know, I like BLTs. I like my BLT to have avocado in it. And I actually like cheese. But we're going to put some of this bacon. And this is sugar-free bacon. I get sugar-free bacon at Aldi's. And the interesting thing about, they do have sugar-free bacon, and it's more pricey, if you will, and it's like 8 ounces. But they do have, if you read the labels, they have the low fat, I believe, bacon. And if you turn and read the label, like I try to teach you guys, the label has no sugar. So I use the no sugar bacon, which is low sodium, rather than buying the no sugar bacon because it already doesn't have sugar. If you read the label, you win, and you get a whole pound. Now it's thin sliced, but it's really, really good stuff. So we've got that started. See how those vegetables are right there? We're going to get them started to sweat. Now, another thing we're going to put in is spinach. Where's my spinach? Oh, there it is. One thing about spinach, and a little trick to help your spinach last longer, is when you bring it home, one of the ways to help it last longer is to put, if you repackage it, is to put put paper towel in the top and the bottom, and that keeps, you know how spinach gets kind of icky, slimy, brown, if you will. If and when you bring it home, put paper towel on the bottom and the top. If you're going to keep it in the container it comes in, or even in a bag, that helps absorb the moisture, and that helps it last longer. That will help it last longer. So I'm going to chop this up. This is going to go into our pan. And to expedite this, I'm probably going to put a lid on it to try to help it cook a little bit faster, because we're going to be done with this in just a few minutes. So there's that. See how the spinach is inside there? See how we got all these goodies inside of it? I'm going to grab a lid and let that kind of expedite its cooking. Perfect. Then take another drink of my Stronghold. Now, Stronghold is great for building lean muscle. Building lean muscle because it has the creatine, the HMB, and the MHB, and the leucine. It's an incredible product. Okay, now so we've got our veggies going. The next thing is we're going to put some eggs together. And before we put the eggs together, this will explain to you one of the reasons we're doing this is because one of the things that happens, and why, if you're having problems or having difficulty losing weight, if you're having difficulty with other gastrointestinal things, leaky gut, if you're having problems with brain fog, a lot of anything like that, it's all related to insulin resistance. And one of the reasons that this occurs in the modern day food environment isn't just calories, isn't carbs. It's the frequency of which you eat. You eat too often. And you've probably been told, and it's insane, that especially if you're a diabetic or potentially going to be a diabetic, is that you need to eat 3 meals a day and then snack to keep your metabolism up. The only thing that keeps up is your insulin. See right across the board how this goes? The insulin never goes down until you sleep. So if you eat like this, and guys, anytime you put anything in your mouth, any little nibble, nobble, dabble, I don't care what it is, other than straight water, you're going to create chaos in your gut. You're going to, in other words, your blood system. It's going to create the issue that you need to have insulin put out. Now, insulin is a great hormone. It does 100 different functions, but probably one of the problems is that when you spike with a carbohydrate priority, now it's up here. What you want to do is try to get so that you eat the order of food, which is fiber, fat, and protein. See how this works? See how before I was eating, I was burning fat. Then we eat, now we have to eat, now it's glucose is being used up. And now this is fat, this is glucose. Over here, we'll get back to fat burning. You only get up to fat burning once you burn off the glucose. So if you ate like this, tell me when in this cycle, in a day, from the time you got up and through the first thing down your mouth that you did, whether it was some nuts, toast, oatmeal, a malted coffee, whatever, the first thing you swallowed, you created the need for insulin. And if you eat every 2 hours or whatever, every time you eat something and put it down your gullet, every time you absorb something, guess what? You create the need for what? More insulin. And too much insulin leads to all kinds of chaos. It leads to all kinds of chaos. So what we want to do is avoid the spike and flatten our day out. So in flattening our day out, we want to eat fiber, fat, and protein in that order. So that's what we're talking about here. So I got this going up pretty good now. Let me get over, put this down. No, don't fall, don't break. Just sit. Okay, good. All right, so we've got our veggies sweated now nicely. Okay, good. Perfect. See how we got the mushrooms are down, the zucchinis are down, all right? Even the spinach are shrunk down. So we're going to set that over there, and we're going to work on the eggs. Now, in this case, this is stronger. The package comes in like that. Okay. Now, we're going to do eggs. We're going to do this calls for 4 eggs. So wish me luck on the cracks. There's 1. There's 2, and no shell. Yay, so far we're doing great. 3 and 4, and no shells. George, you did great. George, I'm proud of you. I got to talk to myself. I'm my own cheerleader, right? Now this calls for adding some cottage cheese. This calls for adding some cottage cheese. So about a 1/4 cup of cottage cheese. Now, understand again, guys, I'm really serious. Recipes are just suggestions. Baking, on the other hand, is a science. Baking is a science, and you've got to follow it. I mean, if you forget the baking soda, if you forget leavening things, if you forget stuff, baking can go bad quickly. But cooking, it's freestyle. Here's an idea, and this calls for 1/4 cup. That looks like a 1/4 cup. Be like 2 tablespoons of this size spoon, and then it says to whip this up. Okay, so I'm going to cheat. Instead of getting out the whipper, I'm just going to use a handy danny spinner dinner here. Let's see if we can get it plugged in. So we're going to blend this up. Yeah, you could do the hand whipper, you could do the fork. I'm just cheating a little bit. Trying to expedite for you, everybody. There we are. Get that. So we've got that blended up well. Now before I eat anything, and I haven't eaten anything yet today, I've drank my tea. I drank my Unamate tea, okay, which helps. So what? It helps raise your natural GLP-1 by 60%. So I don't need those kinds of shots or pills or whatever. And by the way, I am down to 152 pounds. I actually am up from 143 because that sarcopenia actually lost way too much weight. And now I have my lean muscle mass is up to 30%. Now I'm 73. I have a 28-inch waist. So I'm pretty happy with that. I think most people would be. Now this is balance. Now balance is a blend of fibers, and let's see if I got it. And soluble and insoluble fiber. So I just want to kind of show you. I want to show you what this does. Now this fiber, I want to show you how thick it is. I just shook it up, right? Look at this. See how nice and thick this is? Now that's going to go, I'm going to drink this down before I eat. And what is it going to do? It's going to coat my intestinal lining. It's going to coat my GI. It's going to slow down the absorption of food. And because that's the insoluble, it's going to sweep. So you have soluble, if it turns to this gel, it is so good. This is the orange flavor. we have a berry flavor. I'm real excited to announce that in November we're actually having a tasting in Orlando. There's 10 flavors that have never been tasted before, and so I'm really excited about having the opportunity to go part of that. So can you imagine how you see how this coated, this still coats? That's just doing it to my system, which is going to what? Help slow down the absorption of the sugar. And the insoluble is going to help move it along. So this is critical. And oh, by the way, the Cleveland Clinic sits looking at this product as a has the ability to help eliminate the need for lipid-lowering prescription drugs. Okay, so now we've got this, our egg mixtures going in our pan. See how this is going? I'll show you in a second. See how this is going? So now we've got this in the pan. See that? Can you see how that's coming along? I'm going to put the lid on it just for half a second and let it steam a little bit. Now, next week, guys, I'm real excited about next week's menu. And I'll be back on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But next week, we got a pizza bag, bacon, shredded tacos, tuna salad, beef fajitas. We've got a fall salad. We've got some zoodles. We got a pizza bake. I mean, it's pretty much this look. I like this menu next week better than this, but we did well this week. I mean, we used chorizo for our stuffed peppers, and oh my gosh, they were so good. But I love chorizo. It's a no sugar chorizo, and use that in place of turkey because you guys know how I don't like turkey, ground turkey anyway. And so we did that. We used some cauliflower rice with our stir fry. And our stir fry, we had some leftover steak, and we used that instead of the turkey that they were calling for there too. So see how we're getting this to go? We're getting this to unstick around the side. We're getting the bottom to go. So we're creating the omelet. We're creating it. We're letting it set itself up. Now, some people say, well, George, where did you learn to cook? Well, I'm the oldest of 10. And we have an incredible mother who taught us all to cook. Of course, we also learned how to knit so darn neat. All the boys could do everything, and sometimes I think some of us brothers are better cooks than our spouses were or are. But not all, but we can all cook, and we can survive very, very well. Thank you. Thanks for our mom. So we're going to get this set up a little bit. But just understand, guys, the most important thing that you can learn is eat the order of food: fiber, fat, protein, and carb. And here's a meal that I've done earlier dealing with what? You can see that the chart's there for dealing with understanding the importance of the spikes that your glucose can do and keeping the curve down with fiber, fat, protein. And carbs are just a suggestion maybe later because you really don't need them. Your body produces its own, okay? It can take the ingredients that you already have and convert it into there, okay? So here is the balance. I drink the balance first that day. And then in this bowl, in this particular, yes, my name's on my dishes. There we had spinach, which is fiber. We had avocado, which is fat and fiber. Had walnuts, which are fat and fiber. And they had mushrooms, which are fiber. And then the salad dressing, if you will, was cottage cheese, which is what? Fats. Then the next thing, the protein was right there, and that was grilled chicken. No sauces, grilled chicken. The oil, if I use any oil, it's always avocado oil. Some people prefer coconut oil. Some people prefer extra virgin olive oil. The big thing is you want it to be clean and pure, not blended, because there's a lot of olive oils, because olive oil is really popular. They're starting to, do I dare say, cheat by blending it with lower quality oils or even lower quality olive oil. So single source that. And then the tomato, and the tomatoes grown right out here in the garden. And naturally, God puts food, when he grows it, wrapped in fiber. Man, in his greed, take the fiber out to increase the shelf life. So in this case, the tomato is not only fiber, but as you know or don't know, perhaps the tomato is part of the apple family, and it actually, in fact, has carbohydrates as well. So there was my order of food. I have the fiber in both the drink and the balance I drank first, just like I showed you a minute ago, and how that coated. Then the salad was spinach, which is fiber, avocado, which is fat and fiber, walnuts, which is fat and fiber, mushrooms, which is fiber, and cottage cheese, which is fat, followed by the protein. Then finally, a carbohydrate wrapped in fiber. That was this meal here. So that's how this works in the order of food: fiber, fat, and protein. And that's why the protocol that we utilize is so simple, because during the day when we're not eating, we just drink a tea, a chlorogenic acid tea, which acts as a natural GLP-1. In other words, it actually, by BYU, shows test studies and peer-reviewed, published, raises natural GLP-1 by 60%. So that's a little insight into our protocol, and that's what's helped me get down to a 28-inch waist and reverse or take care of what would be diabetes, if you will. And why I say that is because in October a year ago, my fasting blood glucose was 834. Yeah, 834. Guys, that is severe, extreme medical attention is needed immediately. 834 with an A1C of 18.1. Yeah. I walked out of the clinic without any medical intervention. I walked out of the clinic without any prescription. I took no prescription. I found this protocol. And in 107 days, I was able to change my blood makeup, my fasting blood glucose, down from 834, which is medical critical, down to 90, which is normal. Okay? Now I'm putting some cheese in here. This is fresh. And I recommend you guys use fresh cheese, grate it up on your own, because it doesn't have any of those other additional fillers. You know, the wonderful thing about food is that simple is better. Even peanut butter. If you look at peanut butter and you look at it and it says hydrolyzed, hydrogenated, if it says hydrogenated, whoopsie. What that means is they use a process to make it solid. But you know what they made solid? They made solid the filler oils. So if you look at a jar of peanut butter and it says hydrogenated, especially if it says cottonseed oil, if it says hydrogenated cottonseed oil, ask yourself, would you get a can of Crisco or shortening, same thing, and spread that on the bread and feed it to your child yourself? Heck no, you wouldn't. You'd be appalled. Well, guess what? If you see hydrogenated oils in your peanut butter, That's exactly what that is. That is in there as a filler. As a filler. Now, do you want to buy real food or do you want to buy fake food? Just asking for a friend. Now, see how we're getting this nice around? See how this is setting up so nicely? I put some fresh cheese on here too. I'm going to give it a half a minute and we're going to pull it out. But get cheese in block form. You save money. Get yourself a little shredder. You know, act like you're the fancy Italian restaurant, right? Where they come around, would you like some Parmesan? Yes, I would. And you feel so up. Well, no reason that you can't feel special at home too. All right, so we got this ready to go. See how it's not sticking to the bottom? Now I should have had my bigger spatula, but there we go. So now it's ready to go. Ready to go. So I'm ready to eat. I'm excited. Now I haven't added any salt and pepper to this at all, so I'm going to do it post-cut. I'll put some, there we go. I'm going to throw in some kosher. Some nice big chunks. There we go. And some fresh cracked pepper. Now, on the side, the great thing about this, because it's my kitchen, I can add, if you like salsas and things, this is a homemade salsa. You can add that on the side. If you like a hot sauce, go ahead and add that to it. But watch your sugars. This has no sugar in it. Zero sugar. If you're gonna use a cojita or something like that, if you look at the labels, like Cholula, let's look at this real quick. And what does it have? It has water, peppers, salt, vinegar, spices, and xanthan gum. There's no sugar in there. So you want to watch for no sugars because, like, if you pull up, some people like ketchup with their eggs. So let's just look at this one. All right. Tomato concentrate made from ripened tomatoes, high fructose corn syrup. High fructose corn syrup. No. Distilled vinegar, salt, and then there's onion powder and natural flavors. Don't want natural flavors. But high fructose corn syrup, no. Watch your additives. Watch the things that go into your system. For example, I like showing this one off. This is one of the favorite barbecue sauces people use. High fructose corn syrup. This is the very first ingredient. Modified cornstarch. Starch spikes your blood higher and faster than actual sugar. So you don't want that. And then it also contains pineapple juice, molasses, corn syrup, sugar. They start with high fructose corn syrup. Do you know that about half of this bottle is actual sugar? What does that do to your children? What does that do to yourself on your internal bios? So, all right. So we're at 12:31. We've had 30 minutes. I hope you had a great time today. Hope you learned a little bit. We talked about stronghold. We talked about bounce. We talked unamate. We talked about the order of food. We talked about eating between the goalposts. Continue your fasting as long as possible. Eat between the goalposts. Afterwards, you get to go back to fat burning again. Fiber, fat, protein. Watch your order of food so you don't have these high glucose spikes. Stop eating and snacking. If you're going to eat and snack, eat between the 2 meals of the goalpost. Eat in your eating zone. All right? Guys, if you have any questions, feel free to message me. I love you. I thank you. I'm going to shut you down and have a great weekend. I'll see you Monday. I'll see you Monday.